welcome back, everyone. Well, one thing's for certain. If you take a drive in Saratoga, Washington County, Warren County, you're just struck by how beautiful the landscape is and all these wonderful farms there. So how about a story that's not about development, about new condos and new high-rises, but rather a story about preserving this land for agriculture and for future generations? Well, that's the purpose of an organization called Saratoga Plan, and the executive director, Maria Trabka, is sitting right here. Welcome back, Maria.
Thank you, Jesse.
Really nice to have you here. In case somebody's been living under a cow pile, what's Saratoga Plan? What does plan stand for?
It stands for Preserving Land and Nature, and it is a not-profit land trust organization that serves Saratoga County.
Now, you've been here before. We've talked before about Plan and some of the initiatives. So I thought it'd be nice to just lay a groundwork again. There's some things I want to check in with you about that we started to talk about the last time that you were here. But right now, there's a real big initiative that involves 6 or 7 farms, right? Tell us what's going on.
Well, we just finished submitting grant applications to New York State to preserve 6 farms, 961 acres here in Saratoga County, all the way from Northumberland out to Charlton.
Nice. Yeah. That's great. Now, when you, you know, I don't know if we should go here or not, but we will anyway. The money that would be awarded to them in this grant comes from a fine that, let's just say, some big Wall Street firm had to pay for doing something that they shouldn't have been doing. So that money goes back into the state, and the state is now granting some of that money to organizations like Plain who are trying to save these farms, right?
Right. They designated $20 million for farmland conservation in the Hudson Valley.
Got it.
Up and down the Hudson Valley. So land trusts up and down the whole region are submitting applications right now to the state. And Saratoga County, we submitted grant applications for $3.1 million to conserve those 961 acres.
Got it. Now, the way this works, correct me if I'm wrong here, but when they purchase a property, it's a combination of the award or the grant that they get from the state, but also a lot of times the families contribute in the form of donation, right? And then the counties and the towns get involved also. Right,
and some private foundations. So we put together a pool of matching funds in order to be able to conserve these farms. Everybody's chipping in different ways.
When will you know about this?
They would like to announce by April 1st, so it's fairly soon.
Good, then that'll be news for us, I'll tell you, and we'll tell you all about it. Last time you were here, right on the cusp of a project right here in Saratoga that you can't miss. If you go out West Avenue, like you're heading out toward the Y, there's this absolutely stunning farm, the Putney Farm. And the last time you were here, we were just talking about Plan trying to acquire that. How did that go?
Right, so we are acquiring it. We're close to the end of it. The purchase is all worked out. Good. But in addition to purchasing the farm, the land will be conserved by the city of Saratoga Springs. They'll purchase a conservation easement from Saratoga Plan, who's purchasing the land. So that, again, like those farms that I was talking about, that Plan will be holding a conservation easement on. In this case, the city will be holding an easement on Plan's property, thereby doubly protecting it for the future.
Right. What these conservation easements mean is that forever, that this land is designated for use for agriculture.
Correct.
Right. Correct. Some other things that you're involved with, the paths, right?
The trails.
The trails.
Right.
So tell us what's going on with that.
Oh, so much is going on there. In a nutshell, the Palmertown Trail through the Palmertown Mountains from Moreau Lake State Park to Saratoga Springs State Park is nearly worked out. There's a couple little gaps, but most of it is worked out at this point in time. And then once you hit Saratoga Springs, there's the Saratoga Greenbelt Trail that's also making progress in linking itself up with pieces of trail that are out there. And then that will connect south to Ballston Spa and the Zim Smith Trail, which goes all the way to Half Moon and will eventually connect to Mechanicville and the 71-mile-long Champlain Canalway Trail. So we have quite a system of trails being built, and a lot of it is worked out. It's not built yet. You can't use it. There's pieces here and there that you can use now, but the linkages are all being acquired and secured at this time.
You know, I know that's one of your priorities, and Mayor Yepsen, too, is always talking about those trails. And those are hiking trails, biking trails, horseback riding, walking. And if you did follow that, the goal is really to make a seamless connection pretty much between Moreau, and I'm sure it goes further south than that, through Saratoga, through the Greenbelt, hooking up to the Champlain canals, trails, and shooting all the way north, right?
Right.
Wow,
and then
there'll
be a blue trail system as well, with places to put your kayak and canoe in at different points on different streams and lakes. So there's all that going on as well. And we have a great volunteer intern right now who's very good with GIS, Geographic Information System mapping, and she's putting together a trail map of everything that exists right now. And we did it several years ago, but there's so much more has happened since then that we needed to fill in the gaps.
Well, you know what? It goes without saying we live in one of the most beautiful parts of the whole country, and organizations like Saratoga Plan are ensuring that that beauty will last for generations. So thanks for coming in, Maria.
Thank you,
and,
Jesse.
We'll have you back in April. We'll talk more about the Putney Farm and all
Okay.
the other things that you're working on.
All right.
Good to see you.
You too.
To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.